Hello, it's Linda in Belize. I've been a real estate investor since 2006 and attended a ton of events, but none as good as the Investor Summit. This was my third year attending. So, if you've heard my videos before, you'll know that I found out about the Belize market through the Real Estate Guys radio program. I have a friend that has attended this or had attended the summit back when it was on cruise ships. And after COVID, we started having them in Belize. And since I was here for the last 3 years, I've been at this fantastic event. And the real big thing about this is all of the different people that you get to meet from around the world. There's tons of interaction, and one thing that they say right here is it's like summer camp for investors, which is definitely true. So, what is the event like? Well, one of the things that is different than other real estate events I've been to is that it has a broad overall picture, including a ton of macroeconomics and how this affects us as investors in today's market. We also talk about different niches within real estate investing. So, not just multifamily or single family investing, but things like self storage, gas stations, short term rentals, all of those things are discussed. There's also people that invest in precious metals and talk about why that's important to have insurance. And the biggest thing that people love about the event is the fantastic networking. Every single night for dinner, we're placed with different people. We have roundtable lunches that are great. And one of the really cool things that we started doing is a cowboy auction where people put things on a board and trade, trying to get us out of thinking about currency as the only way to get goods. There's also some fun optional tours that you can do. In this case, it was in Belize, so there was snorkeling and boat tours. Once we're back on a cruise ship, obviously there'll be ports that you can do tours in. And another really fantastic tradition at the summit is playing the cash flow game. So if you haven't played the cash flow game, I would say to do that because it really helps broaden people's horizons in terms of finances. So learning about economics is huge because there's many people that were surprised when we had all the large inflationary increases post COVID. However, many of the faculty at these events were not surprised at all. So if you watch economics and analyze what has happened in history whenever the government prints money, inflation happens. This event basically helps people think through ways to protect themselves by being educated. One of the other things that's great about the event are the fantastic panel discussions. There was one on multifamily, for example. There was one on development. So you can learn about different things people are doing, especially when things are changing in the economic environment and in different markets. And we also had one on short term rentals. And every year there's different panels with different presenters. So you get to hear a whole bunch of different perspectives from people that have been doing things for a long time. Now, in terms of fun, we have a lot of that, although it is a very, very busy week. We had events such as rum tasting. I already talked about the cowboy auction, where we had a ton of creative things being placed up on the board just to get people thinking beyond currency. And there's lots of cool music that happens at the summit as well. So, this event once again had a ton of learning for me, but also a ton of fun. And every year there is a live episode of the radio show recorded, so you can find a lot of the past ones on their website. It was great this year to hear from knowledgeable people such as Ken McElroy, George Gammon, and Peter Schiff. Now, if you want to get on the advance notice list for next year, make sure you do so right away. And if you register, make sure you tell them that you found out about the event from Linda. The last 3 years were in Belize as the Summit on Sand, but prior to COVID, the conference was on a cruise ship. So stay tuned for future details on what's happening next year. So I'm glad to have a little bit more information on real estate investing on my channel because most of the time I'm talking about Belize. So if you're looking for any specific help with your real estate investing journey, make sure you send me a message as I do consulting on that. Or if you're thinking of coming to visit Belize, I'd be happy to see you here.